So I bought this little welding table, and before it was even out of the box, I knew it was going to need an upgrade or two. Today we're going to see if I can make this table a more useful tool in the Whitney Plaza Garage. Hi, I'm Dr. Kevin McCurry, and welcome to Whitney Plaza Garage, where gums and gumption build dreams. This table is one of those inexpensive welding tables you see online. It's actually a nice table for smaller shops and for beginners. It even comes with tools and devices to hold your work in place while you're welding and learning. A nice bonus if you ask me. Even so, I could see right away that a few things needed improvement if it was going to be useful in my shop. If you go on YouTube, you'll find a lot of upgrades people have done for this little table. Everything from elaborate builds like combining several tables to make a larger one, to simple upgrades like tool hangers, vise mounts, shelving, and even wheels. For my needs, easy movement was a top priority, and maybe a shelf, something fast and relatively simple. I could always add more things later if I needed them. One of my favorite quotes is from the Harrison Ford version of the movie Sabrina. It always runs through my head as a reality check. Yes, it's a chick flick, but very tolerable, and besides, you'll make points with the boss lady if you watch it with her. And it's never a bad idea to have a few extra points in the bank. The quote is, "More is not always better, Linus. Sometimes it's just more." Not a bad life lesson right there. So today we're going to make a couple of simple upgrades and see if we can turn this into something that actually works. Like most tools in this price range, the design is pretty simple. The frame goes together pretty quickly, but before it was even assembled, I knew I wanted to be able to move it easily. So it needed wheels. Ideally, I could have found wheels that screwed directly into the bottom of the legs. That would have been even easier, but sometimes you just have to earn it. The nut where the stationary feet screwed in was too small for the wheels I wanted to use. So I fixed that by reaming out the threads and using a bolt to center the larger threaded nut over the existing one. Held it in place with a C-clamp and spot welded the nuts together. Then a quick spray of paint, screwed on the wheels, and done. As for the shelf, I found a piece of corrugated steel left over from another project. No, I'm not a hoarder, as my kids like to say. I just like things that are already paid for. And it's something I learned from my dad. Waste not, want not. I cut it to the right width using a cutting wheel on a grinder and laid it in the bottom. No screws needed. Because the metal is corrugated, it has natural rigidity, which means it can support a lot of weight without additional bracing. Public safety announcement here. Loud noises ruin your hearing, even if you don't notice the change. Ask me how I know. Always wear hearing protection. You'll thank me when you're older, for your hearing, for your convenience, and for the money you save on hearing aids. So a few small upgrades, a few good life choices can make a big difference in your shop, in your life, and in your wallet. Listen to us old guys. We know some stuff you can use. You don't have to reinvent the wheel yourself. Learn from others. Anything worth doing is worth doing well, whether it's teeth, trucks, tractors, or tools. Thank you for watching Whitney Plaza Garage, Gums and Gumption.